Hey everyone, got a nice bright sunny Sunday morning here in the middle of March. It's just fantastic out. Little chilly still, but can deal with that compared to what we've had recently. Today's an exciting day. I'm going with Infamous, which if you haven't seen our collaborations and videos together, definitely need to check them out. I'll link some up here. Headed with Infamous to south of us a couple hours, going to pick up a car that he previously owned that he is now being able to get back after, I'm gonna say, probably 14 years. It's been a long time. Tracked it down a couple years ago. The current owner, didn't want to sell it. Then through some talks over the last year, been a little more open to the idea. Then he got a call a little while ago. The guy wants to make some changes in his garage, so he's looking to actually have the car moved. So Infamous is very thrilled being able to get his car back. That started a lot of all these builds that are going on right now. There's a lot of history in this car. Again, not one of his first cars by any means, but one that had a lot of impact for sure. So be sure to stay tuned, check his channel out. I'm sure he's gonna have lots coming up on this video too, or this day, and hope you guys enjoy. I'll catch up with you in a little bit. All right, so we are on our highway road trip to the southern area of Ontario compared to us. Going to pick up this guy's new old ride.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting. There's a lot of history with this car, and I'm excited to see it again after these many years.
It's been well over a year since we've done a little road trip, well, me and Mr. Notorious, and today is sort of a special one. The last one we did was for a white coupe, and well, there's another white coupe in this road trip, but it's a little bit different because it's one that I owned 15, almost 20 years ago, and I sold it 13 years ago. I don't even remember when I sold
13, 14,
Yeah.
It's been a while.
So I did a video last year where I managed to track the car down, and the individual was nice enough to let me see it and some of his other amazing cars that he had hidden in his garage. He wouldn't let me show off too much of what he had, but that's understandable. Some people are pretty private. And we've been going back and forth on a price and if he was even willing to sell the car. And he did decide to change his mind about selling, so that was the first step. And then the next step was price. And I'm probably going to do another video on buybacks and whether it's a good idea or not, because I think this one is a good idea, but there's definitely some factors when you want to buy something back, potentially, or just buy something in general. You have financial, which is always a significant driving factor, and then emotional. So you typically don't want your emotions to get in way of your finances, but I think this one works out. It's a good balance. And like I said, another video, I think going through buybacks will be a good topic to cover once I have the car back in my possession and kind of see how I feel about it, because part of me feels like I'm 20 years old again, whenever it was when I first bought the car, and the other part of me is, you know, am I making the right choice? Really can't go wrong with Fox body right now, but Mr. Notorious has lots of memories of that car, as a lot of my friends do. Yeah, is there any memories of the car that you can, one that you remember?
This morning in particular, actually, before I left, I was thinking about back when we lived on Trailview.
Yeah.
And I believe it was the day before you sold the car. And we went to the other side of the highway to a nice big empty parking lot.
Yeah.
Did a giant smoky burnout. Drove back to the house, and that smoke probably lingered for 15 minutes. I think I still have footage of that somewhere.
So, yeah, I sold the car, and we all sell our cars when you're younger, and that's, I think, part of the reason of the Fox body boom that we're in now is that all of us, when we were young, sold the cars because of life changes. You know, whether you were moving, trying to buy a house, you had kids, you were getting married, any of those things. The priorities were different. The cars were still reasonably cheap, but this is the one that I think probably had the most memories in. Probably second, there'd be maybe a tie with the Stalker Vert, which was another buyback. So yeah, it was just one of those cars that, you know, always stuck, and you always wish you could find a way to replace. And buying that other white DECH Coupe kind of filled that void, but it's just not the same car at the end of the day. So very excited to get this one. Super clean, kind of looks as good as when I sold it. And this isn't the guy that I sold the car to. This is actually 2 owners now since I've sold it, but he's had it for the past 10 years. So extremely well maintained, as you might have seen in the other video, and I'm excited to get it. So it's about a 2-hour drive. It's a beautiful spring day for us here, so we couldn't have asked for any better weather. It's like the day that you would take your car out of storage and drive it on the road. And what not a better way than to buy an old car full of memories. I'm hoping it has like a functioning radio or CD player or something that I can throw some nostalgia on and cruise back. So stay tuned for the old white DECH Coupe.
It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
We've successfully retrieved ourselves a Fox body. Infamous is rather content with his purchase. You can see it for sure, just glowing. It's awesome feeling to be able to get something back that you've put so much time and effort into so many years ago, and there's definitely some sentimental attachment, and then just other areas that attract you to it as well. The fact that it is a Fox body, his attachment to them in general, and then just the opportunity to be able to get one back that you have history with. Have to see what his thoughts are when we get back. We've got a couple hours ahead of us. We'll have a little chit chat, maybe a sit down, and kind of see if his feelings have changed any since how he was feeling before he picked up the car, and what the next steps are. Well, I guess before you get Infamous's opinion on the car and his buyback, I'm gonna give my opinion on the car. We're part way back, and he shot me a note to offer to let me drive the car, and I'm definitely not gonna say no. That's awesome. So cruising along here, car drives great. I think the tires may have a little bit of flat spots, but it's only gone 2,000 kilometers in the last 5+ years, maybe closer to 10 years that he's owned it, so it's understandable for that. Other than that, car drives great. Some funny little things. The car smells the same as it did 14 years ago, and there's this little rattle or squeak underneath the driver's side of the dash. It was there before, still there. Funny little things that as you're driving along, you kind of remember them from previous. Some things just don't get fixed. Car drives great. Seats are super comfortable. These tweed are in fantastic shape. And just nothing replaces the sound of a Fox body. This doesn't have typical Flowmasters on it, but it has something very similar to what it used to have on it all those years ago. pops real loud on D-cell, which again brings back some great memories. So really happy to be able to cruise this thing back and enjoy it a bit. It's been since last fall since I've had any real fox body appreciation due to winter. So it's nice to get some early spring involvement, and looking forward to this summer. Looking forward to getting further on mine. I don't know if it'll be out this year, but working towards it. Infamous always has lots, so hopefully I can get some enjoyment out of driving those. We're gonna drive along here a little bit more, about half hour away from home though. Once we get back, we'll try and get his take on things. All right, guys, we made it back. Car's in one piece, runs like a top. See what Chris's opinion on things are now that he's made it back and it's sunk in a little bit. What do we got going on here?
These map pockets are driving me nuts.
Trademark thing right there.
This blade is dull as dull can be.
Cut it with your spoon.
I can't fix it. Oh man.
All right.
I need a razor blade.
We'll be back in a moment here. All right, let's try this again.
Let's see. This razor blade can cut.
Fresh blade. Well, different pre-owned blade. Success.
Success. Make these like new again. The old cut, tie, and tuck trick.
Only takes a minute, but it makes a world of difference. Saggy map pockets get wrinkled, broken, damaged, holes in them. Takes no time to fix it.
There we go. Trim it up. In the holes, and then repeat on the front side and pick up your litter. So,
What are your thoughts? Has it sunk in yet?
it's very surreal, both driving in the cockpit and seeing Jordan drive the car. I think I'm honestly going to need more time with it. It's sort of like when you bought that car when you were a teenager and you had to like go out in the driveway or look out the window to see if it was there and it was real, because it's weird. It's such a, it brings back a lot of memories, and then you just kind of, I don't know, you start thinking back to those times, so it's hard to associate those memories with where I'm at now, if that makes sense. Like, it's very I don't know how to describe it. It's just different. So long story short, I need to spend more time with the car and drive it. Gonna fix the stance up because it's sitting way too high, change the wheels and tires up to what should belong on the car, and enjoy it because the weather's here. And I sold my daily driver. I used to drive this car daily, and there's a couple nicks and chips and everything else in the body kit, so my intention will be to clean all that up later, but to first off enjoy the car. And I think I'm gonna love it again. It's just like getting back together with an old girlfriend. Well, I haven't done that, so it's new.
Well, there you have it, guys. It's like getting back together with an old girlfriend. Maybe some of you guys, yeah, don't invite your wives to watch that part afterwards.
But hey, the map pockets are mint.
They look brand new, and that took 2.5 minutes, so well worth it, guys. So be sure to follow his channel for when his video comes out on this, and it may have sunk in a little bit more by the time he does that filming, and you can get his opinion on where he's at with it then. I think if you have a chance to buy a car back that you've had many years ago, and there's a lot of sentimental attachment there or brings back good memories and it's been put to you semi-affordable, by all means guys, go for it. If that car is still clean and worth saving or kept in condition like this one, where realistically there was a couple things that were changed, but the paint is in exactly the same kind of shape as it was 14 years ago,
Yeah.
go for it. As he said earlier in one of our conversations earlier today, you only live once, and the regret that would linger following years, not be cool. So
It's better to have shifted gears than not shifted gears at all.
there you go, guys. You heard the man. Be sure to stay tuned for future updates on his channel and mine. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys are having an awesome weekend. Be sure to like, share, subscribe to the videos, and hit the bell. Stay tuned for next week.